Hi, I'm Debbie Jenkins from the Publishing Academy. One of the things I've enjoyed most about moving here to Spain is the scuba diving. Since I started scuba diving as an amateur, I've bought hundreds of books. And the more advanced I've got, the more books I've bought. I've bought magazines, I've bought online subscriptions, I've bought content from lots and lots of intelligent people who know everything about the subject that I'm interested in. So why am I bobbing about in the pool telling you all of this? Well, the key thing is that having a who to go with the what will really help you write your book. However, if you get this wrong, then writing the book is really difficult. Marketing is almost impossible. The packaging is horrendous and the press just hate you. Getting it right, on the other hand, and the writing is easy. You just flow, the words flow onto the page. The marketing is fun and exciting. The packaging is beautiful and the press just want to hear more from you. So we could tell you about all the different ways of being creative and coming up with creative ideas, and could tell you that in this next video, but that'll take up ages of time, and you can go into thepublishingacademy.com and have a look at all those different ways. What we're going to talk to you about today is one simple tool that's going to help you quickly and easily come up with at least 33 book ideas in less than 3 minutes. So let's take a dive into that subject now.
Hi, this is Joe Gregory again, co-author of The Wealthy Author. And as Deb said, now we're going to show you how to come up with 33 best-selling book ideas in under 3 minutes. But first, let's just ask yourself a question. Is your current book or your book idea a potential bestseller? Well, there are 5 ways to find out. Let's take a look at them. The following 5 vital signs will show you if your book idea has got a potential future or if it's going to flatline with no sales. So let's have a look at them one by one. The first thing is your book has to make a big promise to a specific group of people. We'll look at that in a moment. This big promise should really boil down to one of 3 things. It should solve a problem, answer a big question, or lead to some kind of achievement. Next, it should be able to be described as unique, cool, or controversial. If your book isn't any of these things, why are you bothering? And it needs to have at least 3 associated magazines with it. This proves that there's actually a market there of people that will pay money for the information you're planning on sharing. And finally, people should be able to say about your book, you've got to read this. With our own book, The Wealthy Author, these are the 5 main things we looked to achieve in order to make sure the book is going to be successful for us. But now, let's look at the different ways you can niche your book in order to make it more targeted and more successful. One way to think about your book is in terms of its topic, the what of the book. The topic can be found in different areas such as interests, professions, skills, goals like becoming an author or becoming wealthy, hobbies, particular sports, or specific subject areas such as history. Another way to think about your book is in terms of its demographic. That's who will actually be interested in your book. If you think about the Harry Potter books, it wasn't aimed at the target of people interested in wizards. It was aimed at a specific age group and gave truisms about that group, and that's what led to its success. There are lots of ways to identify and define a demographic. Here are just a few of them. Somebody's experience level, their age, their sexual preference, their religion, where they are in the world, even their profession and income level could be used. But the real power happens when you combine the demographic with the topic. So let's go and fulfill our promise and show you how to come up with 33 book ideas in less than 3 minutes. Right, I hope you've got the timer ready. Now let's have a look at this matrix. First of all, along the top we've got 3 different topics. This is our topical definitions. While I haven't used anything specific for us, I've tried to get a wide variety there to show you just how this works. Then along the left side you'll see there are 11 different types of demographic targets that we're looking at. Okay, then time is at the ready. Let's see if we can come up with lots of ideas. In fact, we're going to come up with 33 in under 3 minutes. First of all, if you look at travel, next to the beginner column, you'll come up with something like Virgin Slopes, the first time as skiing holiday. Then along the beginner, so we'll look at the demographic, the beginner self-defense book could be something like How Not to Hit Like a Geek. And a beginning book for business, well, I'll let you come up with an idea, but how about this one? The Business Startup Action Plan. As we continue on to advanced demographics, and then we look at travel again, We could have something like adventurous holiday ideas off the beaten track. Advanced ideas for a self-defense person could be peak performance training drills. This could be for the real advanced martial artists. Or someone who's advanced in business. Time for growth, take your business to the next level. Now let's go back to the teacher demographic. So what about teachers and travelling makes them unique? Well, they only get certain time off a year, and that's in the peak season. So how about peak season travel, how to cut the cost? Or self-defense for the teacher. They've got various things they have to be careful of to stay on the right side of the law. So how would they look after themselves? Well, how about this? Stay safe, stay legal. And teachers maybe want to use their spare time to set up a business or earn some extra money, so they can make extra money as a home tutor. Now let's think about entrepreneurs and travel. How do those two things combine? Well, how about running your business from anywhere? In fact, one of our authors, Joe Parfit, wrote a book called The Expat Entrepreneur. This hits that exact niche. How about self-defense for an entrepreneur? That now sounds like a strange combination. But how about this one? Simon Hazeldine, author of Bare Knuckle Selling and Bare Knuckle Negotiating, came up with a book that combined the two areas of combat with a specific business need, and his books sell very, very well. Or how about business for the entrepreneur, which is Win the Dragon, you know Dragon's Den, and how to get funding for your great ideas. Okay, how about team travel? How about a book called The Travelling Team, Team-Friendly Travel Destinations? Or Self-Defense Routine, Beat the Bully, Non-Violent Self-Defense that Works. How about business for teens? That could be an interesting area. How about how to make money while your friends just spend? This actually reminds me, my niece is now making quite a nice living on eBay, and she's still a student. Okay, let's look at mums now as a demographic. What makes it difficult for mums to travel? Well, how about if they've got kids, it's quite difficult to have those exotic holidays that they had when they were childless. But how about self-defense for a mum? Well, their goal is probably to keep their family safe, so something like The Way of the Mum, self-defense to keep your family safe could work. How about business mums? Well, we're working with Mel McGee, who runs supermummy.com, and if you think about her book, she came up with the Mumpreneur's Guide to Business Success. It's really worth looking at if you're a mum. Okay, student travel. This one's been done quite well already. But how about this? Gap year traveller, seeing the world when you're broke. Okay, self-defense for a student. Stay safe on campus. How to avoid trouble and defend yourself. Or business for students. You'll find loads of students have actually become really wealthy. So how about this? Student millionaire. 7 of the top internet businesses were started by people like you. Okay, retiree travel. That's a big area, the Silver Surfers. So how about a book called Top 10 Cruises for the Silver Surfer? Or self-defense for somebody that's over 65. Well, people can still look after themselves. So how about this? Old dogs still bite. Self-defense for the over 60s. Okay, and how about a retiree? Although business might not be top of their agenda, they'll have spare time to spend doing whatever they want. So how about this as an idea? Hobbies that pay. 101 ways to boost your retirement income and enjoy it. Okay, how about women's travel? Well, it's important that they stay safe when they're abroad, so how about the Worldly Woman's Guide to Safe Solo Travel? And how about this one? Self-defense for the woman. Self-defense in the city. The Savvy Woman's Guide to Personal Protection. And women in business. Again, we've already covered this with mums, but something like Bitchy Business, How to Handle Office Politics could be something that resonates with some of your readers. Okay, I've used a sexual preference here. How about gay men? What about this title? The Gay Guy's Guide to Gay Perry. Or self-defense. This is a bit tongue-in-cheek, but so macho. The Gay Guy's Guide to Self-Defense. Or business for gay men. Well, how about the role models, gay role models within business? So something like Gay Business Pride, how these guys did it and you can too. Finally, what about the Christian traveller? How about 7 Christian pilgrimages you should make in your lifetime? Or self-defense for a Christian? They're definitely under attack a lot these days, and religion can be a reason for violent assault. So how about the 10 self-defense commandments, protect yourself from violent attack? And finally, Christian business. We thought this was quite good. What would Jesus do? The Christian's Marketing Bible. While in itself this hasn't produced finished, polished titles, it has given us very good starting points. And that's the important thing here. By combining a topic with a demographic, your creative process can go wild. So there we have it. 33 book ideas in under 3 minutes. I hope you found this matrix very useful to you, and I hope you'll be able to come up with lots of ideas in the future. In the next video we're going to show you how to obliterate the competition by making your book stand out from the crowd. Just fill in the form right now if you haven't done so already, and the third video will be sent right over to you. Thanks again for listening. Speak soon.